We're back.
She's back.
I'm here.
Okay, so I don't know. I'm nervous. Like, where do we go? But okay.
Well, if you're here,
okay,
you know that you are now tuned into the So What Now podcast with Carla and Dex.
yes. Oh my gosh, with Carla and Dex, I haven't said that in years. Actually, if we put it right here, this is our first artwork. We can add it here.
I don't know what
Okay, before we even start, can we celebrate that we're back?
Yes.
Okay, so bow.
If you're listening, if you're watching, celebrate with us.
Yes. Pull out a bottle of champagne. I don't know how to. Okay, we might need Carlos for. Oh! I told you something would happen.
You can see we know what we're doing. We know exactly what we're doing. We're professional.
We got this.
Actually, you did that on purpose.
I did. Listen, so what now? We wipe it down and we keep potting. That's what happens.
Just like you would
It's
tell
okay.
Paul.
It's these are my very expensive $3,000 boots that will not. They're from Fashion Nova. It's fine. We'll be fine.
Fashion
We'll be
Nova hit
fine.
us up.
That is hilarious. Okay, so what now?
So what now?
Let's pour this so we can not be nervous.
Okay.
As long as I've been potting at this point in time, I don't know why I'm nervous right now. I think it's because, okay, so what now? Where do we even go from here? I don't know. I'm so nervous.
That's what we're here for, to figure out where we go from here.
Yeah. So breaking news in the world of podcasting. We're back.
We're back.
So what now is the name of the podcast with Dexty and Carla, or Carla and Dexty. I guess because the first letter goes first, right? It goes in alphabetical order.
Cheers to us.
Cheers to us. Cheers to you guys being here. So we wanted to start off a little bit kind of talking about why we're back. Why So What Now? Why the name? Where it came from? How we arrived on it. So, I don't even want to take it from here.
Yeah.
Basically, you can say why you're back because, we're back together.
Yeah.
I've been potting, but she's been gone now for 6 years.
6 years. So why am I back? So last time you saw me, it was shit, I'm 30.
Yes.
So maybe every time I have a milestone birthday, I have a midlife crisis or a breakdown and just have to do the most random shit.
You're right.
Maybe. But I'm 40 now. Fuck, I'm 40.
You look gorgeous.
Thank you. You're so sweet. But entering a new chapter in my life, my daughter's gone, so I'm an empty nester. So I got a lot to figure out. And with this new journey, I wanted to use this podcast and kind of use it as an opportunity to journal with you guys openly, right?
Mm-hmm.
And figure this out with you guys. You guys help me figure it out. And then with what Carla has going on in her life.
For me, So What Now means so much just because it's literally so what now. I've been potting now in March, it'll be 7 years, which is crazy to me. Wow. So it'll be 7 years. And it felt like I felt stagnant. It felt like I needed something. I know when I started Shit, I'm 30, I did not want to do it alone.
No.
And I'll never forget a conversation with you when you were like, I don't want to do this shit no more.
Right.
And she said to me, well, I know that if I didn't start with you, I won't forget. If I didn't start with you, you wouldn't do it.
You wouldn't have done it. No.
And I'm like, okay, maybe I wouldn't have, but also I wanted to do it with you.
Yes.
I did. And I went through a co-host after her that it didn't work.
Oh, I remember that.
Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
I don't really remember. It's a memory that I don't quite remember much, but it just wasn't the same. It wasn't what I wanted. And now I feel like I'm in a point in life where I wanted to share the space, especially with you again, because I always tell my friends, you're the one friend that helped me develop boundaries.
Oh.
You are. And I talk about it all the time because you are so, not strict, but you have your time, right? You answer when you want to answer. Huh?
Are you gonna make me cry?
No, I'm not going to cry. It's not that bad. You answer when you're ready. You talk when you're ready about something. And it's I didn't know how to process that.
Yeah.
I'm like, tell me now.
Yeah.
And you will come up and tell me this really serious thing that happened in your life. And I'm like, when did this happen? Oh, it happened 6 months ago.
Exactly. After I've had a chance to process it, I share.
I process in 5 minutes. I process instantly. And here she goes and she's like, I'm still 6 months to process. I didn't understand that. And it's not up for me to understand how long it takes someone to process. It's not for me to understand what someone else's boundaries are. And I think May also helped me with boundaries. But you were the first person that as a friend, I think, actually, when I think about my daughter, she ain't got no boundaries with her friends. None. She just posted recently some a screenshot of showing all her friends' locations, and I guess one of her friends' location was off. And she was like, she said the girl's name, and she was like, report immediately.
Oh,
I can't see your
my.
location. I was like, you psychopath. And I think I was like that. So, yeah. So what now? Basically, I wanted you back just because you balance me out. I know there's times that I'm about to be like, do some crazy things. And you're like, well, let's talk about it. Let's break it down.
Yeah.
And then, yes. So what now for so many other different things? Like, I didn't expect to have another baby.
Yeah.
When we did Shit I'm 30, we can find 177 episodes where I was adamant. I ain't gonna get married.
Nope.
I ain't gonna have no baby. I can't wait to I gotta leave the house. So now I'm like, okay, I have a new baby. So what now? I had a failed engagement. So what now? I'm 37 and single. So what now?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, so what now? I'm running a business and I'm trying to grow it. Well, so what now? What's next?
Yeah.
And
I think for me, like with leaving Shit I'm 30, like there was a lot of fear involved in that. Like you were trying to grow it to the next level with like in-person stuff and like media, like cameras and stuff. And I was struggling with like how to balance that and also like be a mom and be like fully there. So like there's always been a part of me is like I have to do certain things and live in this box, and I'm gonna cry already, but like be in a certain amount of control so I can make sure like everything's okay and nothing goes wrong, because like Michaela has like, you know what I mean? Like a lot of
that makes sense because of your past. No, it's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, I love you, friend.
And so for what now, like getting to like what it means for me, this might be a clip, so let me stop crying. No, I'm just kidding. No, so, yeah, I have to get used to the cameras. But like, so for what now, for me, it means like, so what do you do when like your world or your decisions aren't based on having to take care of somebody? Like, you know what I mean? Like you can be first. So what now? You know, you've used the excuse of like, oh, I would do all these things, but like, I got Michaela, I got to do this. Like, oh, I want to be adventurous like Carla. I want to be fearless like Carla, but no, like, I got to get through this one thing, which is like getting her to 18, getting her past teen pregnancy.
You were so careful and meticulous as a mom, which I wasn't.
Okay. So for me, so what now really legit means like, now that it gets to just be you for the primary focus, what do you do with that, right? Like there's no more built-in excuses. Like now you have the opportunity to do all these things. So what are you going to do with it? Who are you?
Yeah.
Who are you when you are not a full-time parent? Who are you when no one's watching whether or not you get up?
I don't even know how you do that.
Girl.
I've never had to do it. I didn't think of that. I don't think we thought of that.
No.
Because we were ready to just be like, oh, we're going to try, we're going to do whatever. No. But I don't know what that feeling will be until I'm 70. Obviously, because I went to stay here and have a new baby that I love so much. But he wakes me up and he says he wants bananas and he's hungry. But I also, in all of these years of creating content and potting, to me, it's really important how I use this microphone.
Yeah.
To me, I have to be intentional. We have fun. We hang out. But I am very aware that there are women, men, young girls listening, watching, and taking into account our experiences and wanting to imitate that, just like our children.
Yes, exactly.
Right? So we become an example to someone else. And it's like, we have to use our mics responsibly, but also let's have fun. I know that not everyone has the opportunity to do what we're doing. Like this is a blessing. The fact that it's a Friday and you're able to leave work early. Some people can't leave work early, or that I'm able to do this full time. And it's like, how did you even get here? Well, I have been documenting that for the past 6.5 years. And then I want to show this now. Also, I'll let you know, I am nervous about one thing.
I'm so nervous about everything.
I have worked in the space for so long, and when best friends start pods, a lot of the times it doesn't go right. But there are so many times that it does.
I know.
So I'm choosing to be very conscious to not look at the negative friendship pods and pay attention to the positive ones. Will there be conflict? Yeah.
I think there was a little bit last night.
I don't know. It's more because there are two personalities, two
very
brains.
different personalities. But I 100% agree with you. Like a lot of times from what I see, and maybe it's because it's like the clickbait, but you see friends start a podcast or start any business together and it goes wrong. And that's why even in these early stages of planning, because your friendship is so important to me, I'm always like, let me just be clear. I'm not trying to like like disagree. I'm not trying to be combative. I'm trying to like, you know,
I think we're in a space
compromise
also,
with you and get to where like both of us can have what we need out of So What Now.
I think we both also are very conscious of communication.
Yes.
And I don't mind conflict. I think conflict is healthy.
Yeah.
I think speaking about what our differences are or what you want or what I want, and I also have to be very conscious in the way that I deliver things, because sometimes my delivery may not be, like, I remember when we talked about last night about that segment, I could have came off more as like, this is mine, I've been here, I'm doing it. And it's like, that's not what I meant. But then when you're like, oh, this way, I'm like, okay, maybe if we keep talking through it, there'll be a way that it'll work. So.
Because I don't like conflict. I shut down.
I
said what I said and I leave.
I'd be like, no, give me more. Let's do it again. I like to argue. I like to debate. It fills me. I find it fun. Like, I love to debate. I find it fun. I want to troll sometimes. And then I'm like, all right, take it serious. But I feel like I can do that with you because you actually listen.
Yes, for sure.
You'll listen to me, and I have no problem if you're telling me something and you use words and you express yourself. I'm like, okay, I can see that. And honestly, we're not doing it. This isn't rocket science. Mm-hmm. We're not throwing missiles into the air. No, we're not doing heart surgery. We're not doing brain surgery. Well, maybe some of y'all need to listen a little bit, and maybe it might be a little bit like brain surgery. But no. We're not doing that, so it's not that serious. Content, whatever we put out, we're going to monetize. We're going to do great. We're going to be one of the greatest pods out there.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
This is going to be one of the greatest pods ever together. Yeah. So what now? We're the best. No, honestly, and I'm not even talking about numbers, money. I feel like just impact.
Yes, we want to connect with people. That's what it means to both of us, honestly. Mm-hmm. Like, we want to show like people going through these different journeys, meeting these different milestones, and like connect with you guys and just be real.
And not feeling like you have, just like shit, I'm 30. I felt like I had these things that I had to meet by the time I was 30. Then by the time you're 40, you're like, what am I supposed to do? Now I'm 37. And it's like, all right, well, what's next?
Yes.
What now? What do I do?
Exactly.
Like, I'm almost 40, right? But then I feel like I always have you as an example, because it's like, well, she still looks good.
I know. And I need you to stop making it seem like there's such a huge age difference between both of us. Because I've been catching, like, now that I turned like 40 a little bit ago, you'd be like, oh, so-and-so is your age, or so-and-so is my age. We're in the same age group. I need you to cut it out.
But
you're trying to give me grandma.
Once I turn 40, then we're back in the same playground.
No. You're like 3 years younger than me.
So in the grand scheme of things, yes. But then also,
but you want to keep it on a little scheme of things.
Yes, we want to
keep it. Okay, because you're petty. Okay, I got you, friend. I got you. You petty.
I only have 3 years to pull this off. Okay, then it's back to normal.
You know what? I'll let you have it.
We only got 3 years of it. Then it's like we're right back in the same playing field.
I'll let you have it, and I'll get everything ready for you over here. I'll get it set up for you. Get you a nice little comfortable seat.
And I feel like whatever you go through, I can experience it through you. Kind of, it's like, oh, well, she went through this, or she felt this way. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be there. 3 years is still a long time. It's not like it's next week.
Right. Okay. All right. It'll be here tomorrow.
Okay. So every episode, we're gonna give you kind of like a catch up of how we're feeling. Just because you guys are in part of our lives as well, right? We want to share that so you feel seen, you feel like you're not alone in what you're going through. So that was kind of like what we're feeling, what now means, what we want you to get out of it. I want you listening or watching to say, those are my homegirls. I want to know that we're taking this serious for you, one. And two, I want you to elevate with us. So it's not just elevate us and see us grow. It's like, where are you growing? How are you growing? What resources can we bring to our community? So yeah. And then from there, we're going to talk about, or the entirety of this show essentially is the fact that it's our womanhood and our motherhood. Yeah. So I think there are different types of moms out there.
Absolutely.
Like, I keep hearing Crystal talking about this week. She's just like, it's all about her dogs, and she's in her mom life and all this stuff. She's a dog mom. So there are responsibilities. So we're going to talk about our motherhood and then our womanhood. And those are two things that are our life, essentially, from beginning of the day to the end of the day. Yeah. And those are changing and evolving. So our first segment is
motherhood. Let's talk about, like, it's been 6 years, right?
Yes.
So 2018, like, where did we leave? How old were our girls when we left off last time?
Our girls they had just turned 13.
13. Wow. And they're 19 years old now.
About to be 20.
So what a journey.
Yeah. I think by the time that we started and we blinked and she was gone, Ayana, to me, we were in a really critical stage. It was middle school. My dad had passed away recently.
Yeah.
We were dealing with, I just got that poor Luna, the dog. I'm not gonna call her stupid, but we had the dog. It was a lot of battling back and forth with like all these like high emotions of like these brand new teenagers. To me, that was a lot. That where we left off. And I was just like, well, I'm gonna just keep potting through it. I was journaling through this mic. It was really therapeutic for me. I always would say it. The microphone was literal therapy for me. To be able to just let out my feelings and what I was going through. And oof, all right, let me go back to like being a mom.
Yeah. I was going through moving to a new area. So Michaela was like changing school. We thought she was going to have to like change schools and make new friends. And that was really hard for her. She like was very upset with me. She like hated me that she was being moved to a new school district right before high school started. Because that's like a critical stage. I was starting like a new role with my job and like taking on more responsibility and stuff. And I just got like this huge anxiety about like Michaela going into high school because I just really thought about like my high school years and like the decisions that I made because of the environment that I was in and stuff. And I was just so anxious about making sure I got it right.
And she was like, white school you go. Now you go there with the crackers. Literally ninth grade year, you were like, go as white. And I went and put mine in the hood. I put her in the hood of school. There was like, you're going to get your ass beat by a couple black girls. And you're like, no, my girl's going to be here, privilege. And I was like, now mine has had privilege. She needs an ass beat.
Yes, and there's been pros and cons that came out through both of those decisions, and we'll talk about those at some point. But right now, we are both mothering grown-ups.
Yeah.
Our daughters are 19 years old. They're doing two opposite things as far as like the paths that they chose, but I think we're going through similar things with trying to figure out how to parent an adult.
No, it is. And I love, because everything has changed so much for the both of us. Our girls were like cool, close in middle school, and it's like as their personality started to develop and what they like, they just went this way.
Yes.
Ayana wanted to be up under me all the time at that age. I wanted to hang out with us and be like always with us.
Yes.
Michaela was in her room.
Bye. No, I don't want to go. Nope, I'm good.
Never wanted to come. Ayana was there. Now you're traveling with yours, doing the fun thing. She wants to dress up with you. Mine is like, I don't know you.
Right. I think so. Michaela no longer lives at home. She's like 4 hours away in college. I think because it was just like literally just us for so long, like I didn't even like have like a serious boyfriend like that ever like was around long term to like be in the home. And so since it was just us, she needed to create some space and get away. And with that space, like I feel like we became even closer. Like that's my buddy. We go to concerts. She's like a broke bestie. Really, it's like she's a broke bestie. She's always calling me, so and so is in concert on this day. You want to go? Okay, I know that means I got to buy 2 tickets. Then she's like, wait, but those are nosebleed tickets, Mom?
How dare you put
You're
me
in the building and you can still hear the music.
Okay.
So we travel together. We go to concerts together. Like, it's amazing. Like, I'm so happy it, like, turned out the way that it did. Like, I miss her.
She's like, I heard there's a concert. Can you get me and my friends tickets? Can you use your contacts? Who can you call? And I'm like, oh, I could buy them. We could go. No. You could buy them for me and my friends.
Yeah.
No, like come with me.
Not at all. I'll be like, are you gonna like do something with your friends for this holiday versus come home? Nope, I'm coming home.
Oh, that's so good.
We missed one holiday one time. Like both of us like low key got depressed because we were like, wait a minute,
Which
but now I won't see you. We miss like I want to say Labor Day.
People Day.
No, we miss like Labor Day, which means we won't see each other until like Thanksgiving.
I do remember that.
So like that's a long time.
It is. Yeah, I don't think I've ever gone other than when I kicked her ass out and she didn't want to talk to me, but I knew she was 10 minutes away.
Yeah.
So if I wanted to be like, get your ass and just go.
Yeah.
You're still my kid.
Yeah.
I could have done that, right? But I knew she was close by. But you're, like you said, 4 hours.
4 hours away.
And it's not like is there an airport there?
No, there's no airport there. It is a long, ugly drive. Ain't nothing but trees. Nothing but trees.
You've seen the work of God.
Yeah, no,
Thank you, Jesus, for the oxygen.
It's when he got tired, like when he would just throw some shrubbery over there type thing, you know? Yeah, a little shrubbery.
Eve ate that apple.
Right, that there. A little shrubbery over there. So, but like I love this stage and where we are. So, when we were in Shit I'm 30, little Sami wasn't around when we ended Shit I'm 30.
Sami was one of those like he'll never be here. That would never happen. Sam is here now, and he is literally the light of my eyes.
Yes.
He's so funny. He's such a character. But honestly, I see Psalm as like my battery pack.
Yeah.
Literally. My Energizer bunny. The one that's like, you can't stop. You can't quit. You have to keep going.
I love that.
This strength that comes out of like where I felt before after Bobby passed away, that I had to like go because I had no longer a safety net.
Yeah.
So you got to go. But I was going for me.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, I got to go for him.
Yeah.
And then let's throw on top of that, boom, make him autistic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's sprinkle a little something else on there.
Sprinkle a little autism.
Not only are you going to have a child, but he's going to be autistic.
And then we're going to throw ADHD on there so you can see yourself.
A little more. And you're going to realize you also a little ADHD.
I'm on all the spectrums. I am on all the spectrums. And it's crazy because, so he's in therapy now. That was a very rough journey for me. And you guys can hear that on like the old Pivot with Purpose episodes where like the journey of getting him tested and how hard that was. And his therapist, I don't know if I've ever said it on the mic, but his therapist is autistic herself.
Yeah.
So as I'm watching her with him, I'm like, yeah, that's me. Yep. Me and her got a couple things in common. Yeah. She might be a little further on the spectrum, but like she gets him. She gets me. Like when I'm walking sometimes around and she's like, oh, it's okay. You just left that there. Or I'm not weird to her. Yeah. At all. Like I'm so normal and I'm like, I like that a lot. So thank you. We all unite here. Crazies. Thank you. But he really is, I didn't expect to be mothering a toddler at 37. Wild. I'm tired. Yeah. My knees clicking. The patellas got a problem. Like it's all these things, but
it feels so right?
It does. It feels like it was meant to be. It was like, oh, at this time he was supposed to be here.
Though, we would have been like in jail or something.
I would have,
if the plan would have gone as we planned, which was like, okay, the girls are grown and we on a world tour. We out of here. We in the streets because we weren't able to be really in the streets like that when we were younger. Like it probably wouldn't have been bad.
I feel like I would have been in a lot.
I see myself going down an OnlyFans path. Like
I see myself like smashing rappers.
Yeah,
for no
like
reason.
Craziness.
For no reason. Just you know how like when you're young, the young girls be like, oh, I messed with like Drake or whatever. I would have done that at 35.
Yeah. So
what am I doing?
God know what he doing.
Just to say I did it.
Yeah, no.
Because I couldn't do it before. No, the Lord knows where to place me.
Exactly.
He said, sit down. I feel like it was the same thing with Ayana. Like with Ayana, I had to get pregnant at that time. If I would have went off to play basketball in college, jail for sure. For sure. I would have beat up a college teacher. I would have been bad. With this, I feel like God knew for me, I can't give you a platform and money and freedom without like anchoring you somewhere. Yeah. So Psalm anchors me so I don't wild out.
I can see that.
You need to pay for therapy and you need to pay for daycare and you need to pay for his expenses. That way you ain't got too much extra money to do stupid stuff. Yeah. So yeah, motherhood right now is just figuring it out. Yeah. It feels like every time I'm like, okay, so what now?
Is that the hardest thing about motherhood right now? Just being a parent? Is that the hardest thing for you right now?
Yeah. Yeah. Just figuring it out day by day. And nothing is figured out, honestly.
No. I feel like I would be so stretched with the fact that like one is a baby and one is an adult. Like that's two different mind shifts in how you have to parent.
It's really hard. One of the hardest things for me is that Ayana is watching a different mother.
Oh.
Yeah. So Ayana's watching me being patient. Yes. Ayana's watching me talking through things with him. Right. When she would get her ass beat.
Oh my gosh, Carla, that is so right. Because if I were to be a parent now, it would be different.
So different. You'd probably be a lot more lenient.
Yes.
You're like, all right, go eat dirt. Like I literally, well, different because Ayana didn't try to do that, but it's like go eat dirt. But more so the tantrums and the screaming and her seeing me just being more patient, which I didn't have before. I didn't have the emotional intelligence. I didn't have the patience. I didn't have the knowledge. So sometimes I think she looks and wonders, why couldn't I get that? Yeah. And it's like, all right, you're getting it now. Calm down. Chill out. And for a minute, I think she was pushing buttons. Like I need her to scream at me. That was her comfort zone. Scream at me, call me out my name, ground me, hit me, fight me.
That's how she knows that you're watching, that you care. Right. Like,
And now I'm like, I ain't got no fight left, girl. Yeah. I can't. I just do what you got to do. But also parenting her in a way where I feel like I'm constantly thinking I could die in a car accident. Is she good? Will she be able to take care of herself? Will she be able to take care of her brother? Yeah. Because now I feel like the person next to her, because he doesn't have a father, it would be her. Yeah. That's a responsibility. So now I'm like, financially, I got to make sure that she has what she needs just in case something happens to me.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So motherhood is a little ghetto right now, but also fun.
Yeah. I love it. So for me, it's like, I'm trying to learn, okay, she's an adult and I cannot tell her what to do. I cannot give her the structure. I cannot give her the answers. No, I can advise, and then she has to make the decision. So that's something that both of us are learning. And it's so hard because one day she's almost like, tell me what to do. Like, what would you do? Like, tell me what to do. And other days it's like, why are you telling me? Like, it's my decision to make.
This is actually when I was at Woman Evolve, and Dr. Anita Phillips was talking about mother wounds, and she spoke on the shift when it goes from rules to relationship.
That's exactly where I'm at.
Yes. So it's like, and I mean, I guess I'm there too. Like right now, we were having a conversation. I was having a conversation with her yesterday. She wants to buy a new phone, and she wants to meet someone off of Facebook.
Yes, that was hard. That was hard.
Brand new phone for $250, and I'm like, you are getting scammed.
Yeah,
sister, you're getting scammed.
Yeah.
But as I'm fighting with her, you're like, mute the phone.
Yes. Because, and I think it's because Michaela has moved away longer. I'm further in that relationship versus rules relationship stage because Michaela's no longer in my house. But I was like, okay, our main concern is whether or not she's safe. You're going to help her with meeting up with this person. So you've eliminated the safety thing. The thing about her maybe getting scammed, that's just a lesson that she's going to have to learn. And you can't protect her from that. You can't control that.
Yeah. And that's the relationship part.
Exactly.
Where then I have to then I can't be like, I told you so.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
like dang, that sucks.
That sucks. That sucks. But I'm still in the rules part because there's rules under my roof. Wash the damn dishes, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Wash the dishes. But not Michaela probably be like, I'm leaving that dish in there.
No, you're home on vacation. No, I had to like talk to her when she was like home for the summer. I'm like, listen, we are 2 adults living in this house. I'm not about to be picking up after you. Let's make a schedule or an agreement that if you put a dish in the sink, you wash that dish. Because I have been home by myself for so long, like I'm in a new routine.
Yo, we use the same cleaning lady. And she work at my house.
Yeah.
She got a scrub.
She's there all day.
She's there. She says she just went to her house. She's like, I'm just not sure. I'm like, do stuff for her. Like, put her
She told you
away.
She's not sure what to do at my house?
No, she's just like, she's just, it's clean sometimes. Like, she's like, I'm cleaning, we're fixing stuff or whatever. But she's like, you can just tell she doesn't do much. She's like, unless she's hanging out with you, I don't really see. I'm like, she be doing stuff. But you're also neat.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Well, it's an 1,800 square foot house, and I'm in the kitchen or my room. Or my work office. Like, there's a side of the house that I don't go in. And so it's like, you don't really need to go over there to clean. Maybe you just dust every now and then. But like, yeah. And like, she'll text and be like, just a reminder, I'm coming tomorrow. I'd be like, already? Like, let me
throw a party.
I'm going to leave the dish in the sink so she'll have something to do. Because I like her. I want her to keep coming.
The other day I woke up and there was a whole bunch of dishes and I forgot she was coming. And I was washing the dishes and she walked in. I said, oh, gotta go. Because I forgot, but there were all these dishes and I had told Diana I was going to do them because that's her job. And I'm like, don't worry about it. She did something for me. Yeah. I was like, I got it. And she walked in. When I say I walked away from that kitchen so fast, you do it. I don't want to do not one of these dishes. I don't have a dishwasher. You got it. But yeah, it's just that you have so much freedom that I don't even know what that would even feel like. That has to feel like empty.
It does. And I'm trying to figure out like how to fill it up, which is another reason that I decided to do So What Now. Because the first year, because Michaela's on year 2 of being gone. The first year, I became extremely depressed. Like I gained a lot of weight. I didn't leave the house for like
the fact that she said she gained a lot of weight.
Listen,
she's talking about she was still smaller than me.
Take my journey seriously. I didn't leave the house for like weeks at a time.
That part, the mental part, I'll take serious.
Yeah, because like I realized like everything that I was doing was to make sure that Michaela was okay. The structure that I had was around Michaela.
You were so protected.
Yeah.
When you first left, was there a part of sharing your life and being public that scared you for her?
It does. And I'm still a little afraid of that. Like I'm like just thinking through some stuff that I want to talk about here. I'm like, I'm probably going to have to call Michaela first and give her a little like preview. Also because she's in the next level of that is like she was not on social media. She's on social media now. She's an adult. She can see this. Her friends going to call her and be like, your mom did what? You know, because I used to block her friends, but I don't know like who they are all the time now. Yeah, exactly. And then since this podcast is gonna be so big, like I can't block the world. I can't block the world.
You can't.
They gotta see this woman.
And that brings us into our next segment, where we talk about like who we are as women,
right? Because, and the reason we're separating it is because sometimes, especially when we're moms, we forget that like you are a woman first, right? And so like we want to talk about what's going on in womanhood, like what issues are we dealing with? Like
that has nothing to do with these crumb snatchers. Nothing. You ain't got none to do. Like you already took my money. You gave me anxiety. You gave me PTSD. You gave me, I'm hot. I think I got perimenopause because of my children.
Yes.
So all of these things are like, women, so let's talk about what we're going through that you're probably listening and you're like, oh,
right.
Me too. So I'm not alone. And I think a lot of the things that I've done in my life always have been influenced by someone that I'm like, oh, they're going through that too. Yes, what are they doing?
Exactly.
And then I go on Amazon and buy
stuff. You go on Amazon and buy whatever they buy. So like 6 years later, I'm trying to think about like the issues that I was dealing with as a woman back then. And I'm like, I'm struggling to figure out what that was. I think I might have been like.
She's like, I was such a baddie. Had no problems.
Yeah, no, I think it was very like male focused and dating and stuff. And that's the furthest thing from my mind.
You were how old? 6 years ago, 34?
Mm-hmm.
When did that, were you in the podcast when that relationship ended? Or was it before the podcast?
No, so the relationship with, what am I going to call? With love, the relationship ended right before the podcast.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I remember.
And so I was out there like dating when we were having the podcast.
But that was a rough one for
you.
Yeah,
because I thought I wanted to get married.
You thought she would? You didn't think. You were adamant.
I was adamant, yeah.
She was like.
I'm embarrassed. It's embarrassing. Who is she? Who is that girl from? Okay, so that would have been before the podcast. That girl from like 8-10 years ago. Who is she? Don't know her.
Who was mine when I kept saying I wanted kids, or I didn't want marriage. I was so adamant. But I told you, because you were like, but you didn't want marriage. And I was like, yes, I did. And I realized I didn't want it with that nigga. I wanted marriage. I just didn't want it with him.
You just knew that wasn't where that relationship needed to go.
That was just take me on trips.
Yeah.
Take me out to eat. I still loved him, but it wasn't a marriage. I didn't want marriage, but I knew I wanted marriage.
Yeah.
So that part hasn't changed.
Mm-hmm.
But I just still remember your cries.
Okay. Now we're going to talk about that.
You would cry.
Now we're going to talk about
because
that?
You were like, I want this so bad. And I don't think it mattered who it was with.
You know what? Why are you removing my clothing? Why are you just making me so vulnerable? Like, why are you
because
doing
look
that?
at you now. We're trying to go back to who we were back then. I know,
but
now.
I was.
It's such a difference.
Yeah.
You were.
So, but my response to that, literally when we were doing the podcast, was like dating around. That's what I was doing. I was dating around. Like, who? You don't think they listening, right? Like, I was talking to a couple of them. I had a couple of them in the roster. You know what I'm saying?
There was. Let's not. One of them got upset. You talking about him?
Yeah, I didn't. But that was his fault because what he was doing. Listening.
You were doing the Lord's work.
I never told him about the podcast, so you shouldn't have been listening.
But also, you did the Lord's work. He fixed his mouth.
He did, and he got married. He did. Everybody that I've talked to is married now. I trained them up right. I trained them up right.
Look at you still doing the Lord's work.
I trained them
up. Exactly. You're a girl's girl. I like it.
I'm on Jesus' good list. Okay? But anyway, so think about that now. I think of what's on my mind heavy now with where I am with womanhood is like health. Because of my age, there's some milestone events that are about to come up. Hopefully not later and not sooner. Carla just mentioned that she's been getting hot lately. I don't think it's
Let me show you what I got on here. If you're watching this, it is wild. I got this little bear, but it's not a bear. It is a fan. And I walk around with this thing. I charge it and I get hot. And I walked in here and I'm like, oh, I'm hot. And thanks, Carlos, for pointing out and remembering you were hot at the photo shoot too. Well, damn, I was. Yeah. So if I actually start tallying up and writing down every time I'm hot, I'm like, am I going through something?
Yeah,
but I think it's
hope
anxiety.
not. Yeah, I hope not. Because it's supposed to be like, I've been doing research on menopause and stuff because I'm that old. And it's supposed to be like mid-40s. It can happen earlier, but it's rare.
I know some people in their 30s, but that's called perimenopause. Exactly. It's something completely different.
So hopefully,
I think you're good till your 50s.
Yeah, hopefully you're fine. But
so, have you asked your mom? When did your mom go through it?
My mom be lying. You can't ask her. My mom swears she was like 120 pounds when she was 5 months pregnant with her 5th kid.
She probably was.
Maybe, but still. Like, I don't need to know that because I wasn't, you know? Like, make yourself a little bigger. Like, change history for me.
Dex.
No, but still, like, so my
you
mom.
You were 125?
Listen, low key, if I ask my mom, she might say, I still ain't hit the change. That's what they call it, the change.
The change?
Yeah.
Stop. So when the change comes, I think we'll get it in our late 40s.
My mom is 64. So she should be past that. So I don't know.
You need to ask her because it's like genetics.
It is. But like, as we are aging, our body does some crazy stuff. Like, when we were doing shit, I'm 30, I used to like work out for fun. We used to drink heavy.
I was working out to be around the guys.
We used to party, eat whatever we wanted. Now I have to do the most. Like, I have to seriously exercise and diet. And I have to keep it up or else.
So you know how like friends, opposites attract? Because I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I never did.
Yeah.
But now it is different. Like, you literally will wake up at 4 something, go to the gym at 5 o'clock. Yeah. You eat lettuce, boiled chicken, and oxygen for 16 weeks.
Yeah, I will.
And I won't do that. I refuse.
Yeah.
But also, I will go to the gym for a month. I knew that I was like the queen of, I'm going on a vacation.
Yes.
Get in the gym. I would get
2 weeks before.
I would do an hour on the Stairmaster, go to the trainer in the gym and work out, and I was good to go.
Good to go. Good to go.
I was in the gym for 6 weeks straight with this trainer.
It took me 75 days.
My knee started hurting. I ended up at the surgeon's office. Like, what is wrong with me? It hurts. I'm sore. Like, I just started back up and I can barely like stretch my arm right. The soreness doesn't go away.
Yeah.
The moves, I can't do them like I used to. So it's going to take a lot more work. I mean, I'm going to get there. Yeah. But I know for me, where your plan was in 16 weeks, because I get it though. You were turning 40. You were trying to push
I was turning
yourself.
40. So it's two things for me when it comes to like working out and trying to look a certain way. Like, there is something to the discipline for me that I feel like my life is better. So completely like taking it out of like the vanity or like, you know, the physical of it. Like, there's something to the discipline where I feel like when I'm doing stuff like that, like my whole life gets better, because I don't just get disciplined with like the eating or the gym. I get disciplined with like reading. I get disciplined with like my mental health. Like, I go for walks and stuff like for pleasure. So I feel like it helps me like overall. The other part and the bad part is with social media and with like the world the way it is now, and so many people looking so good older, there's this pressure of like, but J-Lo don't look like that.
So I think,
but yeah,
for me, being in the industry and being around so many quote unquote celebrities, or not even like social media influencers, right? That have all these followings and look so good. I have seen them in person. So to me, I don't have this like high expectation or pressure of looking a certain way anymore. I'm like, I'll just be me. I also don't want to like go completely off the ledge. I have my pants that are a size 8. And once I get to that 8, I'm like, lipo or get it together. Yeah. You know, and I'm scared of lipo, so I'm not going to do that. And it's like, now I'm uncomfortable. Now I don't feel good. So that's my gauge where it's like, okay, you're focusing too much on work, or especially like after the baby, I felt like that was a lot. Yeah. Right before the baby, I had gotten really fit. Yeah. And you know, men come around and want to ruin your life and want to make you just gain weight and sit at home barefoot and pregnant. Yeah. But that's besides the point. Great thing came out of it. I don't feel that pressure, but I do feel the mental aspect of it. My anxiety goes up when I'm not moving. I don't feel good. And now it's even more as I get older. So I really feel it. Before, I could just go on a couple walks. Now I don't feel the enjoyment of walking for fun. I like that when I go to like the buffet.
Walking to the buffet. Yeah,
when I walk in there and I see all the different options, that gives me joy.
Okay.
When I walk into Publix and I feel like big money, I'm going to grab that steak and that lobster.
Love the grocery store.
I love the grocery store.
You do. I can't tell you the last time I actually physically been in a grocery store.
With me.
Oh, yeah. That's it. That's the only reason. Because we went to get cookies.
We did.
We went to get cookies.
But that's my fun. And because that's my fun and what makes me feel good, I have to be very conscious of that now, because I could eat cookies and apple pie and my rice and my pasta or whatever. I don't eat unhealthy. I just can't eat the way I eat and not be active. Yeah. So because, baby, right here, it just shows right away.
No, but for me, with that magic number, if you want to call it that, of being 40, like, I do have to check myself, because I'm very much like, well, if she could do it, why can't I? I'm looking at J-Lo. I'm looking at Gabrielle Union. I'm looking at Bernice Burgos. I'm like, they can do it. But what
Bernice Burgos, first of all,
she looks like she's 25.
Her and her daughter look exactly the same
I
age.
can't tell the difference.
You can't. But we have to be very conscious also, and I wish they would be a lot more open about their journey of plastic surgery and the journeys they've been through. So when I'm watching, I'm looking through the eyes of, I know a lot of these people have some stuff. Right. And I know also people that have gotten work done and they won't talk about it.
They won't talk about it.
So I'm like.
That's why I'm going to be honest when I get my BBL. Don't you worry. But also I have to remind myself, like, their job is to be fit. Their job, they probably have a personal chef. Like, they have all these things that you don't have. A lot of it centered around money, where they can have that lifestyle and be able to do those things at a different level than you. So, like, that's how I kind of, like, bring myself back to reality.
But I feel like you're really hard on yourself.
I am. Where does that come from? I'm not going to therapy, so cut it out. You tell me where it comes from, because I'm not going to therapy.
We're going to work on this. Episode 1. Let's see how many episodes it takes us.
I'm not opening
for this bitch to go to therapy.
No,
I really want her to
Everything's
so
fine.
bad.
Everything's fine.
She's an avoidant. But she's not. I don't think everyone has to go to therapy.
No.
I think everyone should.
I did a moment of therapy, but I don't think
that was forever ago.
Yeah, it was forever ago. I was in my 20s.
Literally, like you have. There's so much, and I feel like I told you once you start therapy, there's gonna be you're opening up a Pandora's box, and so much it's gonna get worse before it gets better.
And I want to keep it close.
Yeah, and I don't think you're disruptive to yourself. I do think you're really hard on yourself. Much harder than you should be, and that does come from your past experiences. And you would be a lot more forgiving and give yourself a lot more grace if you did go through the therapy process. Yeah. Because you could see things in a different way that even me as your friend, I can't help you see.
Yeah, that's true.
Because I love you and I'm like, well, you look fine. And I'll be like, girl, whatever. Yeah. She's like, I feel fat. Shut up. And I walk away. But your therapist will be like, we'll dig into that. Why do you feel this way? Let's look at it a different way. So I don't know what the fuck were we talking about?
I don't know. Here we go again. That's one thing you got to get used to, guys. We're gonna lose our train of thought because we just be here shooting the shit. But I think we were talking about the fact that like our bodies are changing because we're getting older, not old.
We're even doing like
older.
I'm doing the facials. I'm doing the Botox.
Oh yes.
Well, I need to do more. Clearly.
One thing that you want to know for sure about me, like as long as it's not dangerous. If it's something that's going to help me be me for longer, I'm going to do it.
You just did the vampire thing.
I did the vampire thing.
That's rich people shit.
Crazy. You know, I did the vampire thing. I really liked it. I'm going to do it again. I feel like I looked juicy.
Do you feel a difference with it?
I do.
So I should do it.
But get your pockets ready because you have to. It's not like a one-time thing or a once-a-year thing.
Oh,
it's
what?
It's a every couple months.
What?
Every couple months, yes.
All right. So y'all, let's build this community so we can get it and you can get it too. And then we'll work on how we're going to help you monetize yours. I got you. I got you in the business part. We'll help you make some money. But help me help this face because this right here doesn't go away.
But I'm so excited to be back.
Me too.
I'm so excited to be back with you guys. I'm so excited about So What Now and figuring that out with you guys. And every week, we want to close by making you feel good.
Yes.
Sharing something, whether it's from me, it could be like a motivational thing I read, some sort of yoga I did. Carla might get into some things as far as
so it's kind of like what we're into, like what made me feel good this week that I feel like you should check out. So we'll kind of trade that off every week. For me this week on our Feel Good episode, on our Feel Good segment, is a book that I'm listening to. Is called The Gift of Rejection by Nona Jones. She's a minister, but she has a podcast as well. Oh. And this specific book talks, I didn't know her story beforehand, but she's been on Megan's pod in totality. And then she happened to be at Woman Evolve. So that's what made me really pay attention to her. We DM'd, hey girl, I want you to be on the show one day. The Gift of Rejection. So I have dealt with rejection from my mother. I've dealt with rejection from men. I've dealt with rejection from jobs. And it's finding like the rejection itself is not the gift, but it's what comes after that rejection, right? And if you take it right and you don't like internalize it and you're like, okay, that was a gift in order for me to get here. And I was dealing with like my mommy issues and dealing with the gift of that rejection and being discarded then helped me get to where I am. I really, really want to tell you to check out The Gift of Rejection because she just tells so many stories. And it is a faith-based book, but I don't even think I shouldn't even put that on there because it's not. It's one of those like it's just inspirational and her story with her mom.
Really?
So she doesn't have a relationship with her mom. She was abused by her mom's boyfriend or husband, and her mom didn't really like take, so there was a lot of abuse there and didn't listen to her. And then she was also rejected by like people that she thought were like her church mothers, by friends, by men, like all these different rejections. She talks about how she persevered through them. And I think when you hear someone else's story and you see that you watch their story, right? Like, man, they came from like shit. And then they were able to open up these doors or get here, and you get to see their progress. It's and the door, inspiring. Oh man, I'm like, that is inspiring. Like, I tell you right now, Kamala Harris, just the fact that woman was on there and the way that she talks, I don't know, I get chills and I start crying. Paula laughs at me every time. I cry when she comes on. So I try to find women that inspire me to be like, there is no limit. So when y'all see me and I say crazy things like, this is going to be a huge podcast, my business is going to make another 7 figures, or my kid is going to do X, Y, and Z, or we're going to, we're going to end up here. When I say I'm going to do something, it's going to get done. And I sound delusional, but it's that is definitely you. When you say you're going to do something, you do it. And ain't nobody stopping you. I said to you, I love that about you. Like, I admire that about you. Thank you. You said this pod, and I was like, don't play with me. Exactly. Because it's going to get done. I said I could go, then finish the sentence. You better not be fucking around, though. Don't play with me. Okay. Don't leave me again. Do not leave me again. We got to stay here. You're not leaving me. You're not leaving them. I really want this because it's like, so what now? Yeah, so what now? Episode 2, next week. That's what's so what now. We'll see you guys next week. Make sure you check us out on our social medias. Yes, we're going to post on social media. We're going to do TikToks and we're doing Instagram stuff and we're going to do vlogs. It's actually already posting if you're hearing this. You already saw the story. You already commented. Yeah. You already shared. I'm on my shit. What? You already left a review on Apple Podcasts. Yes. Like if you made it through, that means we're besties. So leave a review on Apple Podcasts. Help us grow this pod because it doesn't cost anything. Plus we get to hang out with each other. And listen, I have my weekly pods that I listen to. And it's like when they don't post on a Thursday. So upset. I'm so upset. No one should give me their producer's number because I'd be texting. Exactly. Where's the episode? I'm gonna make my coffee and not have my pod. Like I need my podcast. I gotta work to listen to without it. I gotta avoid. Like what am I gonna do to avoid work for the first hour of the day? Or 2, please give me 2 hours. Sometimes I'm like, give me 2. We'll get there in 2 years. That's a lot of talking on a week. That's maybe I think they do that because they record on a weekly basis. Yeah. Like we are definitely bulk shooting, and you don't need to know that. We're leaving. Goodbye. I'll see you next week. See you guys next week. Bye. Bye.